Or it is just me. Yay, go team. There was a little bit of chat about Max is supposed to be on at 5-ish. Snoot said 5-ish. I said let's aim for 5. Here we are. 'Tis 5. It's just me. That's fine. That's fine, stream. It's like someone's on. What platform is this? Hello, viewer. I don't know what platform you're on. I'm streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I haven't quite figured out all my setups. But if you want to drop something in the chat, we'll know where you're watching from. Yeah, so far, scintillating content. We have an issue that seems to be related to interactions with the XR controller and the multiplayer solution we're using. Where most of the time, if you go to pick up the bowling ball with the lasers, it picks up. Hey, Polly. How's it going? It'll be much more exciting when the rest of the team... Actually, I can't promise excitement. There will be more people on when the rest of the team shows up. I can say that. Hello, Facebook. Your chat says you're on YouTube, though. Maybe Restream is just confused. Maybe I should... Let's get these chats on the channel. Like so. There. Now everyone can see the chat. How can I get this picture? I'm also kind of snowed in. I also have I have a plumbing issue, which is ongoing since yesterday. And this is my excitement. That's too much zoom. So this is I think this is, it's not, I can't identify the entity from this, but I should get $10 for this photograph if real life is playing by Phasmophobia rules. By the way, not sponsored by Soft Soap, but coconut and hibiscus is a nice scent and it feels nice on my fingies. Yeah, this water came from somewhere else and filled up my sink. I've been doing the dishes in the bathtub today. But this is you know, at first it was a couple inches of water, and then it was a couple more inches, And then I started dumping this in the bathroom because possibility of overflow.
Hello.
Hello.
So,
I'm just typing in the other channel that we're actually live. So, so just send me your social security number and bank account.
oh yeah, mother's maiden name, all of that important
Yeah,
stuff.
street you grew up
Yeah,
on, first pet's
good.
name.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's just classic streaming information, right?
Yep. Stream wants to know.
Social Security is 1. Yep,
Perfect.
that's it. I'm pretty old if you didn't know.
Yeah, I think it's not like it didn't just leak this week anyway.
All right.
Sorry for your security troubles. I was just sharing with Stream my. I don't think you've seen it. You're out of the loop. I posted on the Phasmo chat my kitchen sink backed up, and it looks exactly
Oh
like.
no.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the dirty water in Phasmo, and I think probably a similar
Yeah.
source. So,
Something haunted for sure.
yep. But it, of course, it's like here it's a long weekend, right? So the building staff is. This started yesterday, so the building staff is gone till tomorrow. And we had a pretty big snowstorm here as well for Toronto. Biggest snow event of the season, anyway. So it was like,
Yeah, that's always a fun time. I
that's
know.
the life. That is the life.
No sync backing up, but I swear my last week has been so crazy. Being out of town on the conference really just kind of like sets the week to be hectic.
How much travel was involved with that?
Luckily for me, not very much. It was in Denver, so I only had like a 2-hour drive.
Okay.
A couple people did fly out, so they had like planes to catch and everything, but mine was pretty simple, and they got the hotel and everything, so it was, you know, travel wasn't too bad, but just being on your feet all day at a conference. Uh,
Were the days
it was
like
definitely
extra
one of
long?
those
Like,
days. Yeah, I mean, the conference itself was average length, kind of like your
yeah.
average work day, but my days overall were 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m., which it's a bit long. Granted, some of that is doing dinner with coworkers or being at like a networking event, which isn't really work,
Well,
but
it's
it's
still
also kind of
exhausting
work
though when
because
it makes the day that long. I
yes,
find.
yeah.
I find. I find. I also kind of find people exhausting.
No, that's true.
Even when it's like
I
people I like, right? You
oh
know,
yeah.
not you know.
It's funny, we were actually just talking about that at my conference, and I was saying I'm definitely the kind of person who enjoys extroverted activities. I enjoy being out,
Mm,
doing things, seeing people, but I don't get to recharge unless I'm
yeah,
by myself in quiet.
yeah. I'm
So
very
it's fun
similar.
activities, but I can't do it forever. I
Yeah.
have to do it and then go rest, and then do it and rest. So
Some people recharge their batteries that way. I'm the opposite.
oh
Like
yeah.
even if I enjoy it.
I have a friend who's that way. He's like, "Oh man, I had a long, hard day at work, and I can't wait to unwind by going out to the bars and just seeing people." And I'm like, "What?
People.
That sounds exhausting." uh, anyways, hi Jillian, how's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Um,
I had to do my workout today where it wasn't going to happen. So I did it. And then I just made some food and here I am. So
also, just as a heads up, I just got a text from my network service provider that it looks like they're having outages or issues in this area that they're trying to fix. So if I just like suddenly drop out of nowhere,
it's not a rage quit.
it's internet. Yeah, it's
Okay.
they cut my internet for a few minutes. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. It might not actually happen, but uh, warning is
Okay.
out there at least.
Max, is there any? Do you know if like, is the states talking about like literally invading? Like, are we the new Poland down up here in Canada?
Oh man, I don't know. They're intentionally making it difficult to keep up with. Um, they obviously aren't using that verbiage. You know, they're not using the word invade or war.
Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, they're using words more like
Like no one told Poland before they just rolled over the
forced
border.
voluntary evacuation or
Ugh.
stuff like that. Like the
I just don't
whole
know. I mean, they're gonna if they invade. I mean, unless they decide to go up into the prairies, they're gonna go up into Ontario. What the hell is that gonna look like? Like that's gonna be
Oh yeah, what are they going to do?
batshit crazy. How are we like? Oh yeah, hey Andrew, you in the GTA, you guys will have to evacuate to fucking where?
Yeah, for me,
I'm not gonna
I'm more
evacuate.
worried about
You say you can't evacuate?
I said I'm not gonna.
I know no one's
I'll
going.
hold
That's
the
my whole
bridge.
point. No one's gonna fucking evacuate.
Well, we will
no,
get
and
bumped to
I'd
heck.
be more worried about
Yeah.
things like Gaza and Mexico before Canada. I know they're talking
Well-
about like, oh yeah, we're just gonna relocate everyone in Gaza so we can like build a resort there or something.
There's. I mean, there's
Ugh.
not
Hey, children, stop fighting.
right.
My cats, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the
I know.
global
Also,
community of
I know.
nations.
Accidentally-
It was kind
yeah,
of both. It was
that
appropriate, but
convenient timing.
I think the most bizarre thing right now is I wonder if all of this is a distraction from what Elon is doing, which is just like supervillain shit. I don't know if you've seen him in the Oval Office with the child around his head.
Oh yeah,
100% a human shield. Who the fuck brings their kid to these things? And the kid is like,
child whispering things to.
"Oh my god!" And saying like the quiet part out loud, like, "Yeah, we're gonna what is it like? Not ignore taxes and then silently do whatever the fuck we want." I'm like, "Oh my god!" He's literally like mini me. He's like, the little weirdo that's like kind of just saying the stuff out loud. Oh my god, it's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that everyone should be way more concerned about.
It's concerning. Yeah,
It's terribly. It's supervillain shit. Just
happy-
straight up. No.
Yeah, my friend group has started referring to him as Phony Stark.
Oh, I like. There's a picture of him where he's got like little man tits, and people are calling him Adolf Hitler. I like that
good.
one.
Alonia Musk.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Yep.
So Stream
first-
seems
the
to know
first-
that I live in a tower
Whoa.
and is suggesting that I
Are we
boil some
live?
oil. Defend the tower rather than hold the bridge. I think that's probably right. Although
yeah, for
we've
real.
seen towers go down in Gaza with alarming regularity. Anyway, let's build a game before the world ends.
Yeah,
Yep.
since
Everyone should play. Everyone should play fantasy bully ball before it all ends.
Or instead of make bull, not war.
Okay.
Right?
I love it.
Everyone
Yep.
should just
Make VR games, not war.
play VR games. Play our game of peace. Our message is of bowling peace.
Bowl in peace.
Just let's get Trump and Putin and Zelensky or whoever we need to
Oh my
in
God.
ball to just
In a-
hash
We'll
it out.
send them.
In a
Yeah, we'll
bowl
send
off.
them. Yeah. They'll be friends by the end for sure.
Except for
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk will take credit.
He definitely will. He'll say he built the whole thing.
I'll say
Okay.
he can buy us out for $500 billion.
He'll be
But
on
that's
Mars
my
soon.
final offer.
Final offer.
No less.
All of your money.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
One wonders now, like, you think back, it's like, why did he buy X? That was just so ridiculous. And now he's like,
I get it now.
yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to let that sink in. No? No one remembers him bringing the sink into the building?
No,
Oh man.
but thanks. Stream, do you remember?
He walked into the building holding a fucking sink, and because it was like, oh, I'm hilarious. Let that sink in.
Oh gosh. And you kept it alive, Snoot.
I did.
Shame on
You're
you.
welcome, everybody.
Uh,
Don't forget.
All right. In
So
terms
Max, are
of
we
like,
gonna
go. Yeah, you.
Max? If you want, I mean, if Max, if you want to continue work on the importing,
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, you. My teammate is not here at the moment. I will keep working on the thing we were working on, and then at some point I'll update Max on where we got with that, which was not far. But we did isolate a couple things, and I'm gonna mostly throw logging at it to see what's up.
what were you guys working on?
The grabbables.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
we
making
played
something
with
more reliable?
we were like curious about like was it our nerfing scripts that were interfering with the grab, and we turned them all off and we still had the issue, and then we confirmed that if you just turn off the request ownership code, you can't pick up the ball because you don't. The physics is like you don't own it, and that looked an awful lot like also the symptom. So we think it's related to not getting ownership for whatever reason, or ownership kind of being requested while physics is kind of off, and so there's some sort of a race condition there. But yeah, I'm gonna just throw some logging in at the in the request ownership, and I think I'll hook up the A button to be like a selection failed, right? Because the code really doesn't seem to know. So it's like I requested ownership and selection failed. I can sort of tag it in the log. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. First, I'm going to work on seeing if my headset gets back plugged in. Another quick update. This is just shut me up if you guys want to dive into your work. But when the Oculus came, which I was happy about, it's mostly set up, which I'm happy about. The invoice seemed to arrive, and it seemed to be for $50, which is like a quarter of what they were talking about. So I don't know if that's an accounting error or if they like were like, yeah, the unit he's just getting the unit, he's not getting the handsets, and like whether the math changed.
Disguised, I guess. Yeah.
Hopefully it's like $50, which is cheaper than any of the repair options we were looking at. Plus the original hardware went back to them so they can refurbish it and reuse it, which I love. And also, I think so. Both of these things haven't been finally confirmed, but they were talking about giving me like a $25 store credit for my troubles, right? So the net cost of the repair / replacement is probably $25 all in, as of my understanding today. So that's
That's great if
Yeah.
it's truly like out of warranty.
right. Oh yeah. So anyway, I don't know what the full story is. May never know, but it ended up being not as bad as I thought. The whole thing, I think, was, I can't remember exactly. I think it was 10 business days before I was back in business. Can't remember exactly when things arrived, but not too bad. They more or less took care of me. Yeah, yay, big American corporations.
Huzzah!
Question. So, do I need to do any updates, pulls, whatnot, before I open Unity again to deal with this level?
I don't think that's a requirement, but it wouldn't hurt for you to pull the most recent version through GitHub
Okay.
just to have it. It shouldn't affect what you're doing, but
Okay, I just pulled. And then I can just open.
yep,
Okay.
open Unity as usual. And I think where we left off, you were able to get each of the imported objects marked to generate
There,
UV maps.
I don't know if I got well. I did manage to get all 6 lanes in after like
Okay, and
several
yeah, that was
crashes,
the
and then
part.
and when I did that, I did mark the UV mapping or whatever it is, generation or whatever. But that's as far as I got. So I got as far as they are literally all in. But stuff like the colliders and whatnots are not. Oh, and also deciding, like, making the origin point correct is not there yet.
I guess let me know when you've got things pulled up and Unity's booted up. I know that takes a second, so
Yeah, it's almost ready. Well, I just have to switch my computer, really.
cool. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go check on laundry real quick. BRB.
Did I turn my... What's happening here? Oh, nothing. Nothing's happening.
I was amazed that you signed up for the new quest. It's like-
Why?
It's just like nothing for months, and then like there's a cat
Yeah, I
egg
know.
quest, and you're like,
I can't
cat eggs?
remember what happened.
Did you have, like-
Something happened. Something happened where, like, either I got an email or something. Like I got a notification saying, like, for the new
Yep.
quest, and I was like, oh, I know you like it when I accept it. And then it was
Yep.
like, when I signed on, it was like, you can get cat pets and cat mounts, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we need to get these for sure.
Right?
Yeah, please
So-
make this happen.
And I think so. The cat. I don't know if you looked at the quest, but like the cat apparently. Were you around when we did a quest where the bad guy has a rage meter?
No.
So, like when your team takes damage, it also builds up their rage meter, and when the rage meter hits 50, they do their special effect. So we had this one where, if he filled up his rage meter, he regenerated like 30% of his hit points. So we were just like, we gotta take off more than 30% of his hit points before he hits his rage meter.
Is there a way to slow or control the rage meter?
It's all about, like, I miss half my tasks. I take 10 damage, the party takes 10 damage, and his rage meter goes up, right? So if everyone's having clean days, then it's all fine. But this poor cat has, like... Okay, first of all, the cat's special move is called a bop. So
Right, I
I'm
have
like,
to take a look
I
at
don't know
this.
what that's gonna do. It sounds like damage, but not with claws. I don't even know. Like, what does the bop do? Should we Google it? We should work on the game.
Furious bopping.
Yeah, right?
I'm hoping he won't get a chance to do that.
Well, this is the thing, is like, I think you're gonna do this, you're gonna kill this guy with like a couple fireballs, I would say. Because it's only 600 hit points.
Yeah, and my first fireball did 480, which is insane.
That's
That was my full mana bar worth of fireballs, though.
Wizard is insane for damage.
It's got really high, like, spike damage. But it, for the next like handful of days, I'm gonna do nothing productive in terms of damage or healing or anything.
But still, like, statistically, when we look at the numbers for a quest, you're always like,
Yeah, I guess that's
way
true.
ahead of all the like the other sort of DPSers.
Has anyone ever bought one of these enchanted armoires?
I've always been curious about it. I've never quite had the money.
Because I do
spend a
now.
lot of
'cause I've
money on
been-
magic potions, like health
I kind
potions.
of feel like buying one.
All right.
I got a
Um,
congratulations card. Oh,
Mer.
I don't know.
Oh, I think that was maybe me. I forget what it was about.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
on the move. Could be an October card.
How do I see my quest? Oh, yes, there's the puss. The perplexer. All right.
So I'm a couple things for chat who and posterity who maybe doesn't know what we're talking about. Here's what we're talking about. Aww. Mythical Marvels and Cuddle Buddies, discounted quest bundles. Bunny. Was that a ferret? Guinea pig we have already, right? Or hamster or whatever this thing is.
I think so.
So here are all my daily tasks. My teammates don't know what they are. Only you do, stream. If I check these all off in a day, then I think no coffee after 1 p.m. I think I can hit that. If I check these all off in a day, then I get experience and gold and mana, and I damage the boss. If I do not check everything off, or if I hit a bad habit, then the boss damages me and my whole party. Here's the boss here, the Perplexer.
Beautiful boss.
Right?
Yeah,
I just want it to be our companion.
I know. Me too. Can't we just be friends?
Although I
So-
do like in all of the combat, even though we are doing quote unquote combat, like in-game lore wise, it's usually not actually fighting them,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. Having a little scuffle.
Well, I'm looking forward to this little cat that I'm totally gonna. And I also like your armor too, Max. Yours is kind of bonkers.
Yeah, that was this set's most recent mage armor was like the Aurora Borealis or
Oh, that's
Northern
cool.
Lights or whatever.
Winter theme, yeah.
You know what my
I like your hat.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got
Hat is
that for New Year's.
dope.
Yeah, but you know what? It's my armor for like that I can buy is moose themed.
Moose armor.
Yeah, it's moose armor and a
love
moose
that.
helmet and a moose axe. That's not as cool as yours, so
I don't know, man.
No, it isn't. Has anyone used this solar system potion? Because maybe I have to make a solar system puss.
I did. I
You hatched
made
the
a
solar
solar
system?
system dragon.
Oh, is that the dragon you have? The purple one?
I don't think so. Let me check. I should be able to look real quick. Mounts dragon. That current one is the Aurora dragon,
Oh, okay.
but I do have solar system. It's kind of just like a blue dragon with like a ring around it.
Oh, okay.
Like I just equipped it. I don't know how long it'll take to update, but
Here, I'll refresh. Oh yeah, okay. That's kind of disappointing based on like the way the
Yeah.
potion looks.
I was thinking it'd be something a little cooler, but you know, adds to the collection
They have a
nonetheless.
small number of pixels to work with.
Yeah.
They do some pretty cool designs, all things considered.
And what's your, Andrew? Are those tails? You've got a bunch of tails, or?
Yeah, I mixed and matched. One of the time
Tails and a
traveler
page
things.
banner.
Sorry?
It looks like a little banner that you're holding, as well as like the tails behind you.
I forget where the banner came from. Okay, let's show the
A
screen what
page
we're talking
banner.
about.
I'm looking at your stats right now. So, but your tails look like tails, but then there's like these big. What's the You've got like purple, like right above you. There's like, oh, that's the banner. Okay,
That's the
never
banner,
mind.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's kind of like a purple and white pole you hold
I like
onto
your
and
little
it's right hand.
classic shield. It's
That's
the little
actually
purple.
that's actually
kite
my
shield.
that's one of my cleric shields or healer shields. It's actually just base gear. It happens to match all the purple stuff though.
That's cool.
Yeah, the back tails are 5 tails of valor, so I think they're like 5-tail fox thing.
Mhm.
The head is Arctic fox ears. I have the Arctic fox tail as well, but I got to be a 5-tailed fox.
Yep.
Uh, and yeah, that's that. I guess most of my cool stuff.
Cool.
I tend to like the page helm just as like, you know, so-called helm, chainmail hood.
Yeah.
I think I technically have foxtails also, but with all of my
I
Aurora stuff, you can't really see it.
I stole the idea from you. You have a different flavor of foxtails, I think.
Oh yeah, you have like you've
The
got like
fable.
black
Black and
tails.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but your Aurora stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you know, by the way, you can with gems, you can buy stuff from other classes.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was just thinking like if I like there's a cool like snowy owl hat. Could I just
Yeah.
like buy that but make that like a costume thing so it's just what you see but not
Yeah.
affect my
Yeah,
stats?
You
Yeah.
have
that's what I do
your
with most of my
actual
stuff.
equipment and your cosmetics as like
Right.
separate things.
That's
So
So
like
my equipment itself is not at all what I look like.
Yeah.
yeah, and I when I see like when you really cool stuff shows up in the for like warrior swords or rogue daggers or whatever, I buy them. I buy them for costume. Like they kind of you kind of get the effect from them, but not the same as like the main class gets. They get the class bonus.
Like the Winter Moon Mage. I don't know if I like um the outfit or the hat, but like the cool little moons that you have floating around you are kind of cool.
Yeah,
And
Where are
yeah.
you mage? Let's see.
Yeah, Winter Moon
it's the
Mage.
third set down
Oh
on,
yeah.
on the left.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Little moons.
And like this
Yeah.
this like Liberty Bell armor, like
Yeah.
I might need that. The only thing you can't get is the stuff that they can buy for gold, like the stuff
Oh my
that's
god, the bell is a hat.
I think that's the
there's different
current release, right?
yeah,
You can only get the current
release for your own
current
class.
releases, yes. But everything else you can buy with gems.
Yeah, I only have a single gem though. I must use it wisely.
Yeah.
I do like I was just looking at this for the healer. It's the set you can buy with it's like a rainbow wand, a star wand. That's pretty fun.
That is pretty cool. I don't see a set for me for gold. Oh, it's probably in my like main menu somewhere. Let me take a look at that. Anyway, so we're like half an hour in. We haven't built in any game yet.
Yep. Okay. So I have
Pretty
my
standard.
my thing up. So here I can even show y'all what I got.
Can I show stream?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
Oh yeah. Here
Uh-oh.
comes stream.
I do not want to update, correct?
Correct. You should be able to skip it this time.
There it is.
Oh, look at that stream. It's in Unity.
It's in Unity.
It's minutes
Oh, I
from
forgot.
being playable.
I forgot
see
there's still.
The managers are in there. Spooky Audio's in there. It's probably all in the wrong places now.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I think this is where you're going to start here. So we have to figure that
Move
out.
that. Yeah.
Move that or move the whole level or something. But yeah, I forgot there's a piece of the level that's probably needs to be imported. Should probably do that.
DLL not found exception. Wonder what that's all about. Sound engine's not loaded. Did you set this up, your Unity up kind of recently?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Why?
Okay. I'm just wondering if you have all the if you scroll up in the exceptions, you seem to be getting wise DLL errors.
Oh.
You can enlarge that just by dragging up the top of
This?
the, yeah. You don't have to, we don't need to see that much, but nice.
Oh, perfect. That's the right ratio.
Okay, so a couple things, couple complaints about the sound engine. Huh? Have you heard game sound in Unity recently?
Nope. This is all that I've done. Is brought this in.
Okay.
So I've even noticed there's a piece missing that really needs to be brought in, probably. Like it didn't get imported, which is this part.
That doesn't look
You can
important.
look up.
Oh, the roof of the catacombs. Was
Yeah.
there also like a floor piece that was missing in lane? Was it lane?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I figured that out. That was. It wasn't missing. It was just in a different lane. So
Oh, got
when
it.
I imported the other lane, it came in.
Cool.
So I don't know if I can show that, but can I like hide? Like,
Yeah,
so
you should be able to hide sub
so you can
parts
see
of that lane.
you can see like that's lane 1,
Yeah.
lane 2, lane 3, 4, 5, and 4. Whoops, they're just in wrong order. But yeah, the floor for one of them came in a different lane. But it's all here. It's all here. Other than that
Cool.
piece, which I should probably grab and import now.
Did you say you fixed the roof of the catacombs?
I didn't. I just have to import it,
Got it.
and I think this is the. Andrew, I don't know if you heard us talking about, or if Max, you shared our discussion about naming conventions going forward, because we have like new spooky 2.
Yep.
you know, so we decided to going forward, at least with what I'm doing, to name it the year, the date. So this is currently called God. I just got Unity. Look, I don't even remember how to use. What am I doing? Okay, here we go.
This is, by the way, stream. This is where the magic happens. Look at this, a rare glimpse inside a blender. Nom, 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 nom.
Rare glimpse
Inside the free software.
I was gonna say, if you didn't have the tagline of the software blender, just tag that as like the name of the stream. Rare look inside a blender.
a brief high RPM, very brief final look.
So here's the issue: is did I just not turn the roof on? So I know it's there. Here's lane 2. Maybe it's hiding somewhere else.
Being naughty and doing work. Side computer. Just starting a test.
There it is. I found it. So
Nice.
should I bring this piece in alone? Like import just this and then drag it into like drag it into lane 2?
Yeah, and then like drop it in.
Or replace, like re-export all of lane 2.
So
You know what I mean?
for the sake of ease, it might be easier to bring just that object in
Uh-huh.
and then place it where it needs to be. Otherwise, you'll have to delete that entire lane and wait for the entire thing to re-import,
Yep.
which we know that can
Which
take a while.
and can also potentially crash the.
Yeah.
Okay. It shouldn't have to be placed. I should just be able to mark it as 0,
Yeah,
0,
0,
right?
0. And then you could even go further and then drag and drop that under that object and essentially have it be part of it.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
won't be technically the default prefab anymore. It will be like a changed version of it, but that's fine. I mean, we're going to change a lot of them in one way or another.
Okay. So.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yep,
You guys still
we
hear
hear
me
ya.
okay?
At least on this end.
Yeah, I fired up Rift Link, which sometimes does crazy things with my
Yep.
sound settings. So far, so good.
It always hijacks my microphone.
I think at some point I did something in Oculus Link in the device settings that stopped it from being too aggressive about that. But
Andrew.
it's Windows. Yeah.
So right here you can see we're calling it like it's the month underscore year, and then I think we decided dash and then any version changes. Just FYI.
And so that's the name of the .unity. I was looking at a different screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just this is how we thought we could name because you have like spooky, spooky new, and then
Yeah.
going forward with levels. It's the month underscore year, and then if needed dash number of revision or version.
So that's the folder.
Yep.
So when we're loading scenes, Max, should we split the string and just use the first? Trying to think of how we can just always get the latest, right? Right now, if we do it alphabetical, I guess we could rename some of the older ones to the new naming convention and just always get the latest, or do we want to explicitly have the menu? I think maybe it's best to have the menu explicitly hooked up to a specific version.
God.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll be adding or changing scenes enough to need to like automate it, or if it's a case of
just update the menu.
Yeah, when we add a new scene or a new level, just manually update. I know it's usually easier to make things dynamic, but I mean, even look at things like Walkabout. Even with their 24 lanes, that's probably no more than like an hour's worth of work tops, and that's for the final version. So, definitely worth considering. If we get to the point where we want to kind of dynamically load them, we could change the names of the scenes in the hierarchy or in the project view to better suit how we load them, I guess.
That's definitely a for later problem. I just was wondering if it was part of your conversation for this stuff.
So this did not align by just hitting 0, 0, 0, which is interesting. So I do have to place it, which is fine. Does anyone remember how to?
It sounds annoying.
It is annoying, but does anyone remember how I'm supposed to, like how you can snap to like verts and stuff? I don't even know if this actually is. I think. Look, I'll just place it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Don't worry about it. It's good.
And I don't think, at least from what I remember, it's not like snapping to verts so much as it is snapping to a grid. And
There was a way that Heather figured out to snap to a vert.
Let me see if I can look that up.
We could bug
It was
Heather.
like control. Yeah, we can. I know I made a note of it too. Like I posted somewhere. So I could probably just also. But this is also fine. Like this looks good enough. This is good enough.
Heather's been playing Phasma with us recently.
Oh yeah.
So see, yeah, it's quote unquote see Heather like almost weekly.
How's the is there like any did you get like the Christmas thing? Like the
We did not do
Christmas-
Christmas. I forget what happened at Christmas. I think for some reason we were doing 7 Days to Die at Christmas, and totally
Okay.
missed the Christmas event.
I think Wade and I went in and tried to do it. But now it seems like if you want the kind of rewards, like you have to like you can do some on your own, but then like
Oh,
there's like
community.
yeah. So
Yeah,
if the
you
community
log in
doesn't do
during
it,
the
you
event,
don't
then you
get
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shalene, it looks like so if you hold shift, it snaps to the grid while you're
Okay.
moving it. And if you hold V, it should snap to vertex.
Okay. Anyway.
I
Look
don't know
at
to
it
what
go.
it extends. Like I don't know exactly how that works, but
Look at it flipping all over.
looks
the
like you
place.
select a vertex to move from, and it'll snap it to a vertex.
And how do you
move
make
to,
it
maybe?
stop doing that? Because now I have. Never mind. I figured it out. You said V again. Okay. I think that this is good enough. But now you can see. Can I just drag this here and just drag it into lane 2?
Good
Yes.
question.
Looks like I did.
Cool.
Why is it a different color?
Good question.
Blue is kind of the default for saying that like this is a vanilla prefab. So like this is the prefab that was brought in, and as soon as you changed and like moved it around and like edit it, it's kind of saying, oh, this is no longer a prefab, this is an object that you brought in and placed.
Oh, I see. If I click on these individual things, they actually all turn orange. I see. All right. I think everything's in.
Sweet.
Let's make some magic happen.
And you made the roof, you toggled the generate UV map for the roof one? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you have to select it in the project to view that. But yeah, and as long as all the others are marked as also have that mark, then we should be good.
And I believe I'm pretty sure that was what I did for.
Cool.
Oh, the only thing that is also okay. Why? Okay. Looks like 4 is not. So do I have to click it
You
here?
should be able to just select that and then hit apply.
Okay. It's going to take like 8
And then fingers crossed it doesn't crash anything.
million years. And I think, Max, you saw this. The water wheel was. Oh my God, yeah. And I didn't save it. The water wheel was like, I don't know why, but like humongous. So I just deleted it. I can bring it back in. But just that one
bigger than the
asset.
level itself.
Yeah, it was like where's the level? I just brought in the wheel, but nope, the level was there. The wheel was just enormous.
I forgot to, when you click the button, I forgot to hit this. And, oh yeah. That worked, right? You guys got the soundboard?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because all I heard was...
I didn't.
Good times.
I didn't hear the soundboard.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You heard that one, though. Did it
No.
trigger trauma? You're not hearing the soundboard?
Oh, hang on. Hang on. I think I know what's happening in Discord at the same time. It's
Chaos,
I think
total
the
chaos.
computer's also working so hard on Unity.
Oh, yeah. The stream has ended.
sorry. Try again. Try soundboard again.
Okay, because when you click the button, I meant to do this.
Yeah.
And then I was underwhelmed with the reaction because all I heard was this. And then I thought I might have triggered some post-traumatic stress.
No, well,
response.
you didn't, because that's my favorite memory of this is learning that I could make that everything explode if I made too many balls.
Ball explosion.
Yeah, the ball explosion is still my favorite part of this game. That will never make it in.
I have this theory, though,
Unity
and
is
I'm not
trying
just
to-
being buzzkill. I have this theory that that's what cooked my headset. When I'm like running away from the ball spawn and the frames going down but from like 6 to 3 and like all the CPUs and GPUs are red. Anyway,
Yeah,
that video
Wade
is
worried
lost in
that
time.
Wade is worried that that's what blew. He thinks that his speaker's blew because of an explosion. It was an
Oh,
explosion
man.
so loud I heard it in the other room. Like he
Oh my
was in the living
gosh.
room, and like I heard it in the room.
This was the teleport back to lobby bug.
Yeah, if you make a trillion, yeah, if you make a trillion balls,
Oh man,
and then
this is
if you
now.
and then if you go back to the lobby,
No one who finds this stream is going to want to put our game on their hardware now.
it breaks. It literally
It's like,
breaks the hardware.
we fixed that bug. We sampled it, but we also fixed it. And
That's
then
my favorite.
what else did we do? Also, we're going to limit the number of balls you can spawn in a level, so consumers can't cook their hardware.
We have one. I made a video clip, or I clipped the video where like it was me. I think you had left, Andrew. It was Max,
Probably ran for it.
Wade, and I. And this is when Wade didn't understand why we could, spawn balls so quickly. So we just like the three of us were just making so many balls. And I think someone goes like, "Oh, here it goes," and then like collectively, like
Everyone
we all
crashed.
just it crashed for everybody at the same time. The other day with the potatoes was pretty good too. I didn't get that. I think I recorded that too. Oh, those good old days.
Ah, yes. Headset the first. That was a good headset.
So this might break Unity on me. It may actually do exactly that, Andrew. To give you an idea of what Unity is doing right now.
Well, your stream died. So
so it's 725 on my Mac, which is what I'm using right now. On my PC, it says it's 721.
Yeah.
The whole thing
we're
will
good.
freeze until it's all done.
Okay,
times.
so for stream, time zone in Newfoundland as the weirdest time zone in the world, or else the rest of us do. They are an hour and a half different from Toronto time.
I think Newfoundland, well, it has its own time zone. I think it's the only place in the world that's off by half an hour.
I think that's right.
Yep.
So
or everyone
bizarre.
else is off by half an hour.
That's true. We're the only ones that have it right. Well, this is how Max and I spent our first time trying to figure this out, where it was just waiting around for Unity to
blow up.
So, Max, assuming that this doesn't blow up, once that happens, then what am I doing?
So I guess the next couple steps are to give everything a collider, which theoretically is as easy as just selecting all of the lanes at once and then clicking Add Mesh Collider. I have to double check. I might be able to check that now, actually. If you don't select the parent object, you might have to like drop down the prefab, select all of them within the prefab, and then assign it. But more or less the same thing. You're giving everything a mesh collider, and then we'll go back through and exchange the mesh colliders for, boxes, spheres, whatever,
Right.
on a need by, like on a case by case basis.
Yeah. Okay.
From there, let's see. So we get the colliders. The rest of the scene should be set up for VR. We'll have to move the player's starting point to wherever we want that to be. I think the lighting is already set up, but we'll double check to make sure that that's.
What to do with those and the crows too?
Yep, and move the crows to the right spot. The other kind of important thing for testing purposes will be selecting all of the floors and making them teleportable.
Right.
surfaces.
Okay.
I don't know if that was something that you built into the level separate, like a surface that's just on top of the models.
Yeah, I
It should
didn't.
it should work as is, like out of the box, but when you assign a teleportable surface to an object, it makes the entirety of that object teleportable, not
Right.
just the top surface.
Right.
So in our Western level, for example, one of those like one of the big rocks that create like the walls, if you make that teleportable, you could technically teleport onto the side of the rock, which
Okay.
sometimes will just pop you up to the top. But
Okay.
let's say for instance, if the cave were all one object, teleporting to the floor might actually teleport you to the top of the cave.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I will, because that's something to keep in mind while designing the level.
Yeah, it's the
Like I
majority
can make a
of the time
separate
it should
floor.
work as is. But yeah, if you were to just take all of the surface verts like of the floor and
Yeah.
pull them up just like 1 millimeter,
Yeah.
you could then turn that surface into teleportable.
Can't I?
The same without.
Can't I just copy it exactly as is, and we make it invisible, like almost like a collider?
You could. The only difference, or the issue would be that like the object itself is still, the whole thing is still teleportable.
Right. No, but I mean, like I would select those. What is teleportable? Like, so for example,
Correct,
the stairs, right? Like, if I went around and I selected the floor and
Hi,
the
Polly.
tops of all the stairs, and like duplicated that and called it like teleport lane 1 or whatever, and brought it in and didn't raise it up a millimeter, but made it like just literally as is, but hid it, but said it was teleportable.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay.
Being invisible doesn't make it inactive, so you could hide the visual side of it while still making it teleportable. So
Right. Okay.
yes, yeah, that should be a good way to do that.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm flying through our other levels just to see, as far as Western level goes, do you have any specific light sources in Spooky? The lanterns?
Yeah, I do, and that's like things, and this is like maybe where we talked about excluding them from this process of like this mass import, because I have things like candles on walls, candles in the church, the like the lanterns,
Yeah,
right?
and I think we essentially came to two paths that we could go. We could either not import them at all, create prefabs within Unity of them, and then place them all on the level. Or second would be develop a little tool that lets us select all of the objects in the level that we want to replace. So you'd go and select all the identical candles or lamps, whichever. Choose the prefab that we want to replace them with, and write a little script that when we hit, replace, it replaces all of the candles that we just selected with the prefab that we gave it. So that way, at least they all end up in the same location without needing to manually do it.
Right.
Pros and cons, the pro of that is it's all dynamic. We can do it as much as we want. The con with that is we'd have to build that tool.
Right.
Not the end of the world, but definitely some dev time to make sure that happens. I think that might be worth it in the long run because, then let's say you're in a level and you redesign the like the ball return for a specific level. Instead of deleting it, bringing the prefab in, placing it, all of that good stuff, you could just hit replace and it would go through and replace all of those with
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, and that's actually probably something that's coming up because I might make a spooky themed ball return. But until we do that, we could use the existing Western themed ball return.
On Western, yeah, whatever, knowing that at any time we just go through, click them all, hit replace, and
Yeah.
then it's done. More or less.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to go through and adjust if they're not the exact same size or something, but that's not a big deal. I mean, we'll probably have to take a last pass kind of like that anyways.
And there's some things like so adding to that, there's things like, let's say, the candles. There's the candlestick or chandelier or candelabra, and then there's the flame. The flame is technically the source of light. So, the candle could come in, but the source of light, let's say, is the flame itself, which we're also talking about, giving a simple animation to, so it sort of flickers, right? Like it kind of wiggles around a bit. That would be like, I bring them in, let's say I place them in Blender where they're supposed to go, and we replace them with the one that moves and has a light source. Is that sort of what we could use that for?
Yeah, so I would imagine, we import the candles, and let's say there's 50 of them in the level, all named just candle. You could go into the hierarchy, select all the things named candle, and I don't know exactly what this tool would look like, so it's just kind of a general overview. But
Okay.
you'd have the little tool button. You'd say, okay, these are all the ones that I want to select. You'd hit run replacement. A little pop-up box would pop up and say, okay, what do you want to replace these with? And you would have a prefab that we'd make a prefab of a candle with the little animated flame and the light source on it. And we'd drag and drop that into the little pop-up box that would say, oh, what do you want to replace this with? Drop that prefab in and say go, and it would go and find all of those candles that you just brought directly in and essentially delete those and add in the new prefab that we made.
So it's almost like I should, like, in that case, the flames themselves, if that's what we end up building, I could make them like bright green boxes or something, because it doesn't matter what they look like. We're replacing them with.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the great part about that is that means you could develop the entire level, and let's just say you were feeling lazy one day and didn't want to do the candles. You could just put like a little white box where the candle would be,
Yeah.
name it candle, and then when you bring it in, at any point we could go say, oh yeah, you finally got around to making that candle model. Let's select all those white boxes named candle, replace them with the new version.
Okay, totally worth doing. Because that also sounds like I could make more gray box levels, that are way more gray box than this. And then even things like, let's say the lanterns or something, where I design a lantern, decide I change the design of it. We just update that.
Re-import the entire level. You could just re-import just the lanterns or replace them, I guess.
Right. So you update the model in that tool and say, basically, make them more like this instead. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I mean, that sounds like something I don't know if anything like that is currently in the Trello.
I don't think we have any like tasks built out for it, but
Yeah.
let me see if there's already a tool that exists that does that.
Okay.
If so, we could use that. If not, I don't see why we couldn't make one.
Okay.
I haven't done too much into Unity tools, like developer tools, but that would definitely be an interesting kind of learning experience and project to tackle. So,
Pipeline.
Yeah. And anything that makes this process easier down the line, I think is worth it.
You want game development to be easy?
Yeah.
I have been an hour. I've added 8 lines of code. if we include the white spaces.
So, for example, I found a little YouTube video. Granted, this was in 2018, so a couple things might have changed at least a little bit, but they cover how to make a basic tool to allow you to replace selected objects with another user-defined object, which is basically what I was imagining. You know, you go select a bunch of things and then replace them with one that you define. So I can watch that. It's only like a 12-minute video, and I'd be really interested to see kind of what they do from that and if it still applies to the current version of Unity that we're using.
Cool. Sounds good.
Is your thing still chugging away?
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, it looks like it hasn't done anything.
Oh, well, yeah. But
like the progress bar is like, but you know, it looks like it's trying.
Yeah, it takes some time.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Oh.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I know.
This is have to be like Amazon. You got to pee in a bottle.
Oh, well, I said I was using the bathroom. I didn't say that I was leaving the room.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Or stopping typing. Or unzipping.
You're just lucky I'm gonna go on mute for it. So.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back in a few.
Alrighty. I work in too many program languages, I think. Unnecessary assignment of a value. Really? Oh, that is true, actually. This game is smarter than me. Because I want to define a variable, and it takes me 3 tries because I do it in the wrong programming language. And now I forget the syntax for variable replacement. Oh, it's $. Okay. So basically what I'm doing, Max, is I'm just spamming a bunch of stuff, like state variables for the.
Is he back from the restroom though?
Oh, good point. You can watch the stream later.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom too. Just solidarity.
All
Be
right.
back in a sec. Let him know I had stuff to say.
All right.
Please. My kitchen sink also looks like it's about to overflow again.
With what?
With gray water from some other unit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's about to go. I gotta take care of that. Be back in a
Okay.
few.
All right, I'm back.
Hi, Andrew is
Andrew's back
dealing
too.
with it. Oh, okay.
Timed it perfectly. I got up to go to the bathroom as well, in solidarity, and then I saw that the kitchen sink was about to overflow. I had to take care of that.
Yes. The wastewater backup.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I know which side of the sink overflows first, so I think I can create like a wick with a towel to a bucket, so that if I happen to sleep through the next event, it doesn't flood the entire building. All right. What to spam? ID. Client ID of the component's hierarchy owner. Client ID of the component owner.
So, Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not necessarily changing up the sprint today right now or anything, but um, it sounds like we'd love to add in that object replacement tool as kind of like a new task for us.
Get it on triage.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how vital it is to do like today or this sprint or anything, but definitely not something we should consider.
I'm not so I'm not in touch with the pain. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is if this is a pain point, I don't know how painful it is, how often in terms of the pipeline. So that's up to you two are pretty much the pipeline right now. I know we've started documenting it, and in theory other people could jump in. So I will defer to you all in terms of priority. Meanwhile, Unity task art pipeline tool object replacement in editor. Does that describe it?
Yes, I'd say so.
Oh, you could probably write it better. Anyway, I threw it in triage. Do you want to? Let's just leave it as unprioritized. So then when we go through,
Oh,
we can
cool.
chat about it. I mean, unless you and Chilean have an idea. I find it kind of helps to do it when we're going through a whole list though, because then it's like, then it's sort of relative to X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, no, I think that's okay. You know, when we do our next sprint planning, we can look into it. But okay.
Yeah, we haven't
Meanwhile, I'm
really
gonna
done
see if I can move over. Yeah, it's been a hot second.
I was saying like also we haven't gotten to the like milestone 6. No, what milestone are we on? 7-ish? Yeah. The whatever milestone this is.
Yeah.
The showable friends demo milestone. We haven't visited the we haven't planned a sprint since that kicked off. However, I think we're all working on the right thing. Like this ownership thing needs to be sorted out. what are we interested in? And probably like physics properties. Who owns it? One of the things I'm putting in is I think I did mention it earlier, was just like hooking up a button so you can register a failed pickup. So that, and I think I'm going to try and put it, is this going to work? Yeah, I think I'll try and put it so that the pickup ownership check 1 2 check 1 2.
You
There
are
he
there.
is. Hello.
Check.
I lost the interwebs for a second.
That's weird.
Yeah. And I think it's, yeah, don't know what was up with that. I mean, anyway, did you hear my plan, Max? I was rambling on about what I was going to do.
Nope.
No, you cut out kind of towards the beginning.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Not your fault. So my idea is, I don't know if I'm still streaming even. Oh well. Stream is gonna miss my master plan. So the idea is to link up the A button to like the grab didn't work, so that I can spam the state of stuff we might care about, and compare against the state of like a successful grab, right? And I'm not totally sure yet what we care about, but the we can get to the interactor, I think, to the select event args, and, compare worked, didn't work. We can look at rigid body, was it asleep? Like, is it, or what stuff was going on with that? So
yeah, kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah, success versus not
what
success.
things were like at that moment. Yeah.
I have this suspicion that the request ownership fails for some reason in time to finish the grab, and then I don't think there's a way to like retry the grab. You know what I mean? If we could like, if we could, because it's sort of like it's inside a black box as far as I can tell. But what I'm imagining is, like, if I hold down the grab button, I could try every frame, right? Like until it's actually grabbed, re-trigger the thing. But Max, do you know if there's a way to like re-trigger the select manually, or is it all just sort of like in the XR interaction management layer?
Oh, let me think. You should be able to manually trigger the select, but I guess it really does depend on where things are going wrong. For example, if you try and grab the object and it is not recognizing the object that you grab, it's a lot harder to re-trigger that select because you don't know what you're grabbing, as an example. But if it truly is just like it thinks that it's being owned by someone else, even if it's not,
Yeah,
you should be able to just check to see, okay, are you still holding down like the grab button? And if you are, check to see if it's owned by you. If it's not, try again.
that's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like instead of the person having to re-click the grab 20 times,
Just
like
keep
wait
trying
until it
successfully does
succeeds.
it.
Yeah.
Assuming we're getting some information on why it's not succeeding.
Well,
I think the
one of
worst case
things
scenario
is-
would be it genuinely thinks that it is correct. then we don't really have any info on
Yeah.
like what's gone wrong, you know?
Yeah, and we could do some stuff like request ownership, what's the position of the grabbable, right? And then like the next frame, if it's still at the same position, maybe it didn't succeed. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of speculative now. But I do think that will probably end up being the solution, right? It's just like
Yeah.
there's a condition that we have to wait for. So wait for the condition and for the success result before we stop trying to do the grab. So you sound like you sound pretty confident that that's something we could do. To me, the XR interactable is so totally opaque, right? I see the objects in the editor, I see the things we can subscribe to, and I'm just like, it seemed like, well, the request happened, that was your chance. So
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
cool. All right, to spam. Got half an hour left, probably on my headset. It's been sitting there this whole time, patiently waiting. So what to do? Max, you know this. Visual Studio, what's the keyboard command to block out or to comment out a block of code?
Select the block of code, and I think it's control / or control ?
Ah, interesting. It doesn't block though. That's fine. Thank you.
Does it do every line as like an individual
It
/
does not,
/
which I would have preferred.
Hmm. Yeah, that's my go-to usually, but there might be some like settings somewhere to modify what that looks like.
Yeah, I feel like it is different in Visual Studio. Not critical. That's good enough. What do I care about?
I love that little picture.
Do you love this one?
Can I share it with stream?
Yeah.
Aww.
Those are both good. See, that's my cat's nickname, but for a very different reason.
That second cat, there was some like, I've seen that in a meme where there's some dog that's like depressed about some patch he has on his face. It's like totally benign. This cat is just like, mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. Sure, we're still on the air.
Oh, I think something just happened.
What kind of a thing?
I think finally the updating that lane thing worked.
Nice.
Yeah, let me just see.
My Mac or my PC live again. And so yeah, look at that.
Huzzah.
Yeah. So the only thing missing in lane 6, I don't know if you can see when I click on these.
Yeah,
You
the
can
little image.
see the image, and when I click 6, it's just the
Just the
wheel.
wheel.
I deleted the wheel. I can re-import it, but
Oh yeah, at least for now, we can leave lane 6 as is without the wheel, knowing that we'll do kind of what we did for that roof and just bring it in as like a separate object and attach it.
spooky.
But
I'm
yeah,
excited to get
otherwise
in
I
here.
wonder, like, I see all of these trees and I wonder, is it worth having like a mesh collider on every tree, even if the ball is likely never going to hit
I
them?
don't think so.
But like you
Yeah.
could. Like
Yeah,
if you wanted to
sure
throw it
could.
over like the wall,
Sure
I'd be
could.
disappointed if it went through the tree,
Yeah, agree.
Mhm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to show me, Max, but I can go through and sort of. There's probably things that don't need colliders because you'll never be able to get the ball over there, and you'll never be over there. So I can just
Yeah.
like even these trees over here, I think are so far away. Like these trees here are just for effect. They don't need it, and even these like planes, right?
Yeah.
They don't need a collider. In
No.
fact, they shouldn't have a collider.
Well, that's why I'm trying to wonder. It might be like it would definitely be easiest to assign a collider to everything, but I don't know.
Oh, I found the crows.
is it going to be easier to assign a collider to everything and then go through and be like, okay, well, all of these planes don't need it, so select them all and then delete it? Or I feel like that might be easier, but I know it's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
To make all and then take away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, like, trying to figure out which of these needs a collider, you're likely to run into instances where you missed something and then the ball goes through it. And I feel like that's probably more problematic than having objects that it collides with when you're like, oh, I don't care if it collides with that. It can go through that.
Okay.
Um,
I think what I'll also do is I will create that teleport plane because, for example, things like here, you shouldn't be able to teleport in this area, like past the gate. You also
yeah.
shouldn't be able to teleport. Ideally, you're not allowed to go back here either.
Yeah.
And so
And
that
if
would
you were to
mean
select the ground as is right now, I assume it selects everything.
everything.
Yeah.
So to go in and like duplicate this, like I mean, it would basically look like this. God, there's so much stuff in here. So basically, if here's lane 1. Why? I would have to take this and then duplicate it. And I can even call it like, teleport lane 1 or something, right? And then hide this one. Hang on. Oh, okay, that's not what I meant to do. But yeah, what I would do is cut that up. So then I can go in. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, look at all that. So I can go in here and basically like all of that can go. The other thing too is because if this is the teleport plane, this might make it easier too. Why is it not? This? Yeah, look, I can make it like crazy color. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, to note that we like definitely know it's.
Yeah. Because that's going to be important. You
Yeah.
don't want to, but I could do.
My vote is always for hot pink.
Yeah. Well, I can do. This is where also like even objects that are, if we're trying to do those, the tool that you wanted to use, right? Where it's like, do I make those replaceable items a different color? Like teleport's green and replaceable items is pink and whatever. Anyway, just a thought. But yeah, so I can go in here and Preach.
Preach.
Preach is wagging her tail. Stop it.
No, kitty. Bad kitty.
Yeah, she's swishing her tail all over the keyboard.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Wonder if. So anyway, something like this, where you're gonna have, I can make it so that this is gonna cover only,
Yeah, the correct areas.
I can get rid of all this. All right. Something like
Stream.
that.
Okay, magic is gonna start to happen for stream. I'm starting sim. Stream is holding, stream is breath. I think we might
What is
have lost Facebook due to the my domain failure. Twitch apparently started stream part 2. YouTube, who knows what's happening at YouTube?
So should I just do this now, Max? While we're here, just add colliders. You can show them that.
Yeah, might as well. So I want to try something first. Go ahead and right-click the parent object, like lane 1.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. So I think the best way is going to be drop down lane 1, so you see all like the sub-objects, and then select the first one, scroll down, and shift-click the last one to select everything. And then go over to Add Component and add Mesh
Interesting.
Collider.
Oh, I forgot to turn my spam on. I thought I learned something. I'm like, oh, they got the ball grab message, but none of my spam, even though there was a failure. Very interesting. Science. I forgot that I put an activator on the spam. Mission failed, guys.
Womp womp. Wait, where is it?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think that works. Now if you were to select any object in particular in that lane, it should have a mesh collider.
It do.
As is, that should be a good like base default.
So then if I like assume no one's going to be able to hit this tree here,
Oh, I clicked
if
pause.
I just go yoink like this?
Yeah, you can either unselect it, or if you want to go the extra mile, I guess, right click mesh collider and remove component.
That's probably better, yeah.
Yeah, because now there's no mesh collider attached to the object at all, like whether active or inactive.
Okay. Cool. This will be fun.
Yeah. So like I said, it technically is a resource hit to have a collider on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of one. So if we want to do like a little A/B test where we try a level with everything having a mesh collider, and then maybe let's say you go and remove it from the trees and see if that makes any difference.
Okay, that sounds good. So question, because this is, see how these are all like little like wireframe boxes, and then there's like, this is the catacomb roof that's like got a little,
Yes.
so there, that's different. Can I still just do this and add the component, or is that?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, those little images, the little wireframe box is just telling you that it is a default model
Okay.
as part of like this imported model, whereas the other one that you saw was showing that that was an imported model itself. And since you dragged it and dropped it in that one, it's just showing that there's like slight difference between the two. It's not a big deal. I might be able to find like a little graphic as to what each of those means specifically, but
Okay. And what do you know what this is? Like where there's like a blue line to the left here, but not on 4.
oh,
Just curious.
that's a good question. I think it's maybe modified this session
Oh,
or
okay.
something. Yeah, but that's a good one. I'm not actually
Yeah, well,
sure.
maybe because look, that just appeared. Like that. So this
Yeah.
one is
Now,
in
if you do it on lane
finals.
5, if that blue appears, I'm pretty sure that's what that means then.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. My models are named terribly.
Hmm.
Terrible, terrible names for my models. Look at this. Plane 007. Perfect.
That's awesome. Ding 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 ding. License to
So
be a
probably,
plane.
yeah, so like these definitely don't need it. I'll just remove the component. Um,
So
if doing a good final version of all this, I would clearly be doing a lot of these things very differently, but
it looks like the initial Google search that I did seems to say now, grain of salt, this is the AI overview,
Oh gosh.
so who knows the exact correctness of it, but it seems to be correct so far. Oh no, now I'm actually not sure, because as I'm looking at some of these, that doesn't look right. There's just no good information about it otherwise.
we'll probably be in this level this week. Don't you think? No?
What's
Anyone?
that? Sorry.
I just said we'll probably be in this level this week.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I
I
missed my
imagine
cue.
so.
I missed my cue. Sorry. My bad. Caught me being optimistic.
I think like for this little guy here. Max, do you know if like even though this came in as one model, I can break it up? Because we were talking about having like the tree having a collider, but like
Oh.
isn't there like a just break up object button?
Huh.
I don't
Not
think
yet,
so.
but let's put it on the board.
The only thing I'm curious about is,
Oh, that was just
oh,
if
that one was labeled collider.
yeah. This, yeah.
Collider.
That doesn't mean anything. That
Okay,
means I
just
didn't
making sure.
rename something.
Shame. Shame.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to do that within Unity, at least not easily.
That was like if in Unity that was like if like the like this. There's a way that you could like break stuff up, but it wasn't. It was like if they came in Unity together, but you can't break up the Blender objects into their components.
Correct.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
Look, here's some more crows. Just hanging around.
Here we go, people. Ball spawned. I'm gonna attempt to grab it. Right controller for science. Okay. Ball grab successfully. My spam labels are not good, I've learned. Attempt number 2 for science. Okay. The ball did not pick up this time. All of the spam I was spamming is identical. I had real-time owner, is the rigid body kinematic, is the rigid body asleep? And the settings were the same and the result was different. So I have clearly not found relevant data. Let's just replicate that a couple times. Failure, 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 lots of failures. Oh, one of the things anecdotally that Wade and I remarked was that as time went on, you seem to get statistically more successes. I don't know if that suggests anything to you, Max. It's like, oh, it's not working, and then like we're in the level for a bit, and then everything starts to be more consistent.
No, I can't really think of anything other than like if you try to do it like right as you load in, maybe it's still loading things, but there's seconds go by between that and the first ball grab, so I don't know why that would happen in particular.
Interesting. Yeah, so the data, the real-time data on the attempts and the rigid body data I'm looking at seemed identical. Okay, I'm gonna dig into the interactor state next. For science. For science. I should have gone into science. Why did I do music? I like testing stuff and advancing knowledge.
Yeah,
even a negative result is a result. It's data. And I also learned something about my script.
Also, Jillian, I just figured out that little blue line is the override indicator.
Okay.
This indicator highlights any prefab that has a non-default override value in any of its child game objects.
What does that mean?
So when you selected all of the children of that game object and added the collider, that little blue line showed up to basically say, hey, this is no longer the default prefab that we expect to see.
Oh, okay.
There's a new component attached to it. Or if you went in and you deleted something from one of those objects. So we were kind of right. That blue line does show that there was a change, but it's specifically to show that there's an override from the original prefab.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think the difference in those little cubes is just the difference between an object, a prefab, a changed prefab, and looks like there's one more, but I can't really figure out what it is.
Spooky skeletons.
Huh. Okay, guys, time for more science.
Oh, science.
Going in. Suddenly I'm flashing back to like 80s cyberpunk. Remember when the hackers would they would hack in VR?
No.
It's like, you don't? There's there was like a pen and paper role-playing game literally called Cyberpunk, where like your wizard class was the hacker. So the hacker would be like in VR battling with VR entities in order to do the hacking, while the IRL people were like, anyway, it was a thing. Shadowrun did the same thing. It's like there was virtual combat to hack security systems.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, and the hacker countermeasures would like stop the hacker's heart by blowing up their modem. Anyway, before your time, I just had a flashback. I'm like, 'cause I'm going in, guys, going in.
Yeah, but that sounds
Test
like
the thing.
hackers, right? Like that's where
There
they're
was that
like,
VR too.
no, it wasn't VR, but it was them like at laptops or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I think they did it through like payphones,
Well,
but it was all like pretty graphics and cool
Well,
effects.
Yeah. Well, this in the future tech, the idea was like you literally like you don't even have the VR goggles. You have an implant, cybernetic implant. So you jack into the internet by literally. This is before they had wireless, I guess, right? You literally you go into well, I guess it's kind of like in line with modern security, where like if you can get inside the company and plug your laptop into their Ethernet, it's easier to hack than if you're like just external, right? But anyway, so your team would get you into the the physical building, and then you plug into the internet, and then you're in VR. You're jacked in right to the brainstem, which is probably how the countermeasures were able to fry you so quickly. Next week, we should have a game day, of pen and paper game day, because we're not behind enough in our schedule.
I do like the idea, though.
I wonder if I could still get a copy of Cyberpunk or Shadowrun. Cyberpunk wasn't as big. Shadowrun added literal magic system. So it was a similar sort of thing, like running around, doing gray market jobs for various corporations and entities. In the future with VR and science and stuff, plus magic and trolls. They had everything.
They had it
Yeah,
all.
that's cool.
I was hoping I could do object to string and get all of its stuff. Maybe I can deserialize it or serialize it or something. Well, let's see anyway. So far, I'm learning about my methodologies more than I am getting useful information.
Still useful, though.
Yeah. So it's full on stopped failing. Oh, I got a failure. And the data I'm looking at so far is identical to the success data. Annoying. Furthermore, I'm getting my battery is low sign. That's fine. That's fine. Science was had. We spent a lot of time chatting and catching up, which I also like. How's pipeline team doing?
Who's pipeline team?
You guys are pipeline team.
I am.
You're laying pipe over there. Yeah.
Oh.
Figuring out the art pipeline.
Oh. Okay.
No, you're not pipeline team?
I don't know. Am I?
Radical splinter group? You and Max are
I?
pipeline team. I'm science team.
Yeah. Oh no, the pipeline team. I think has reached the point where I now have to go through. I guess, right? Like I'm going through and just, I'll continue this work with the going through. Unless Max, you really want to see what it looks like to. I mean, I just took colliders off these planes in the back, which really just cannot have colliders. Your ball definitely shouldn't be able to hit them. But I can bring it in here, and then we can see what performance looks like before I do any modifications, which might be good science.
I mean, it might be good, but I think we should at least have the teleportable areas. That way,
so that's
when
the
we
other thing
pull it in, we can move around the scene.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that I'm working on. Unless you want to just go, like, just to be able to go in and look at the level, we just say all of this is teleportable, and then, like, you know what I mean? Because we'll do that. We'll do that more quickly. We'll be more quick. We'll be able to go in and look more quickly. And what I can be doing is working on this teleport area. But like for me to go through and kind of figure out all the places, select
it's
all
gonna
the faces
take a
that we would.
second.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess what you could do. Are you on the main branch currently, or are you on?
Sure hope so.
It's not a big deal either way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess because at this point everything in the level is there. It's all UV mapped, and everything has a collider. The only thing we're missing is the teleportable areas, but that's...
Well, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. The other thing is that now if you appear in the level, you're going to appear someplace really weird, like under the map right now. So that should be moved right now.
Okay.
Right, like right now, I think.
Yeah.
Player shows
That's
up.
a good experience. Welcome to volleyball.
See, this is where the player is.
Forever.
Just if you look up, you'll see the level floating
from the
away from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I guess if you want to go ahead and scroll up in the hierarchy to find the XR setup, or is it managers? Yeah, I think it'll be managers.
Oh, here it is. XR setup.
Select the managers itself.
Okay.
I think that might be a little easier.
Managers.
Oh, maybe it won't be easier. I was wrong. You can select XR setup.
Just XR setup? Okay.
Yeah. And then move that to the starting area.
Maybe I'll start you up in the sky so you actually fall into the level. Okay. No response. I assume that's a bad idea. I'll take everyone's
starting point. It's not a bad idea. It's just not a good idea either.
Yeah. It's not what we're looking for right now. So is this blue thing your direction? That's yours?
Yeah, the little cone is kind of like which direction you're facing when you start. So.
All right, let's move this into place. We can also delete this peep. That's a reference peep.
A literal peep.
So how do I delete this peep? Oh, peep. Do I just go delete?
Yep.
Do I just go banish? banish this peep.
Banished to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. The AKA Unity trash can. Okay, so let's see here. And am I aiming for? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So maybe that was a bit preemptive because peep
No,
gives me
that's
this is a. I want the eye line to be here, right?
yeah, give or take. I mean, like you said, if you were in the sky, theoretically you'd fall down to the ground. And that happens pretty quick, so I would just kind of put the bottom of the little capsule just a little off
Oh,
the
I
ground.
was gonna ask what that. Okay, yeah. Okay, the capsule.
That's kind of like the human collider, the player collider.
Okay. That's pretty good. All right. Now we delete the peep. Be gone, peep. And so now how do I, let's see, where are we? Give this the old rotation. Not that it really matters, but it'd be nice if I weren't staring at a wall.
In the top left of the scene view, there's like a little vertical bar. It's the third one down.
This?
Yep. And then
Give
it should
it
be
a
yeah.
give it a spin.
And the other thing is in the inspector on the right, like the rotation value, Y is
Oh.
91. If you
Oh, I
just set
see.
that to 90, it'll be
Make
a nice
it
like
nice
even
and
number.
clean. There we go. Oh, didn't work. Don't really care. Let's see. Nope. Why are you? Oh, does it not have numbers lock on or something? 90. Oh, I see how it is. Okay, you don't using keypad. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's enough to kind of get started.
Okay, let me just save.
If you want to go ahead and add the teleportable areas, that should be pretty easy.
Okay.
Double check the name. Okay. Yeah, so when you select one of the areas, you can do add component, and then it's going to be teleportation area. If you just start typing it, it should show up pretty quick.
Okay.
Guys, I almost
Yeah.
forgot.
Second one down.
Okay.
It's
Anything
been
else I need to?
it's been like 5 minutes since I distracted and interrupted everybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how many push-ups do you think I did so far today?
100.
Oh.
120.
Yes, second guess.
Oh, wow. 120.
Well done.
That's awesome.
Guess how many I did today?
How many?
30.
0.
30?
Oh.
I did 30. I'm
Nice.
doing
Still
like
good.
a workout as well, so I did the push-ups plus a bunch of other.
Your
Part of the
shoulders,
workout,
your shoulders okay with that now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right on. Heck yeah.
I'm doing real deal push-ups too,
Cool. How real?
like tricep push-ups,
Which is what, like
where your elbows are into your sides, like,
all
no,
the
so
way
not
into
that-
your side?
all the way in and from the toes and
And
all that good stuff,
so
all the way
I
up,
guess
all
your
the
hands
way
are pretty
down.
narrow, right?
Yeah, they're right by my side. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
I'm a
shoulder
little
line.
bit wider than that,
Mhm.
and I'm having trouble keeping especially my right elbow in. But they're pretty good. I only go down to 90. I come all the way up.
Oh, I
to-
go all the way down.
To touch the nose to the floor.
I do real deal push-ups.
So like past 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Well, because it's like it's sort of like when I'm in a push-up, I'm in the position that like a cat is in when they are in their loaf, right? Like their arms are in that sort of elbows up thing.
above them.
Elbows by your, like to the sides of your rib
Impressive.
cage almost.
Yeah. So, and they're harder to do. I'm not trying to like
Oh
show
yeah,
off or anything. But
yeah.
like
To
when
get
I
all the
was
way
doing
down,
like big wide, like arms out to my side, like
wider's easier.
I could do a whole bunch. And then as soon
Yeah.
as I switched, but I've been trying to train myself. Like I haven't even tried the wide ones. I've just been doing these ones, and I do 3 sets of 10. I get through the first 2 sets from the toes, and then I get to like 5 or 6 into the second set, and then have to polish it off from the knees. So I'm working on it. But considering like only really maybe 6 months ago I couldn't do 2 from the knees because my shoulder wouldn't let me, I'm pretty
Yeah.
pleased with
That's amazing.
this. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
actually really happy with the
I feel like doing
recovery.
30 push-ups every day is actually probably not good for you. Like it's a heavy enough and it's a big enough muscle group that probably there should be a day off in between.
Doing 30 or 100?
30. Definitely
But
like
you're doing 100 a day.
I know, but I don't think that's good for you, right? Like training for this I think was good for me, but
I do arms.
doing
I'm doing like upper body. Abs I'm doing every day,
Oh,
by the
abs
way.
are different. Abs can
I know,
take
but
it.
I'm saying upper body I'm doing like this Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah. But yeah, okay.
But then I'm also doing stuff like I'm going bouldering and stuff like that. So trust me, I'm really like focusing this time around, because when I was doing Muay Thai, like I was overtraining
Yeah.
like 100%. So now I'm just like all about like, okay, like Sunday I don't do anything. Like I make sure Sunday absolutely nothing. But I really focus on like if something's sore, don't even if I want to, like don't do them. Don't do push-ups. Wait. Just give it a
Yeah.
rest.
I really enjoyed not doing any push-ups yesterday.
Yeah.
That was the target. I'm supposed to do 30 more today. I think I'll be okay. Partly because I had the whole day off yesterday.
One of the things I'm doing, because I've put up like a pull-up bar, but I inherited gym rings. You can do a whole bunch of
Oh
stuff on
gosh.
gym rings. So I'm also trying to
I can
do
do
like
nothing
these
on
like
gym rings. That's amazing.
yes. So they're good. They're good to do. So one of
Yeah.
the things I'm trying to do is like literally just like a hold. So like bringing your arms in to your sides and like holding your body weight, and like taking a week off and doing them, like after a couple weeks of doing it, like there's an improvement, like definitely an improvement. So like sometimes it's not just like a couple days rest, but like taking a whole week off sometimes is like you'll actually see like a pretty big, like, oh wow, that did something.
Yeah.
But yeah, gym rings, you can do lots of stuff with them.
Yeah. And Max could, I think.
Yeah, I
Max,
was
was
gonna
that
say, Max
one of
knows all
your
about.
Oh yeah, we did a ton of stuff with the rings.
insane?
Iron crosses
general.
and
That was my goal. I will
Easy
say I
peasy.
never actually got there. We would do this. You do like you said, where you kind of like bring the rings down to kind of like your hips and hold yourself up, and we'd have to lower ourselves into like the T pose, like the Iron Cross,
yeah,
and try and like slowly lower yourself through that pose and hold it as long as you can, fully knowing
Yikes.
that like, yeah, I mean, we weren't quite at the
It's
strength
to
to be able
fail.
to do it, but
Yeah. You're getting there.
if you could just like pause there for like a brief second as you pass through, that was considered a win.
Yeah, I'm just like happy that I can hold myself up for
Oh
the
yeah,
length of time I'm holding myself up for.
it's one of those where if you'd never tried it and you just saw someone doing it, you'd probably be like, "Oh, that looks easy."
That
You're
looks
just
easy.
hanging there. You're just sitting there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it's yeah.
and it's with
It's
the
so much
rings
harder than you'd
too. It's
expect.
specifically because it's like you have to stabilize, right? So
Oh yeah,
it's not just like on chairs and you're propping yourself up. It's like you're like they're wiggling all over the place. So
you're
you
desperately
know,
trying to keep
yeah,
your balance. It's kind of like saying, "Oh, well, doing a handstand is just like standing." Same thing.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, well, kind of.
Correct. Demonstrate.
Very different. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I definitely need to get back into working out and doing more of that kind of stuff. I was surprised at how sore I was feeling after going bowling recently. Like, I've done it 3 or 4 times since I originally got back into it, and I swear every time I leave, I wake up the next day and I'm like, wow, I'm sore in muscles that I forgot I had.
So where do you feel sore when you bowl?
Um, shoulders and kind of like the side of my back.
Like
What
your
is it?
lats. When you say side of
Yeah,
your back.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Your
I guess
lats.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And then a little bit in like my hips and legs, but that's less of the bowling and more of just the fact that like I'm doing anything
Yeah.
aside from sitting at my computer. So I'll have to go again and let you know. I always end up with little like, I don't want to say blisters, but little finger wounds of some kind as well.
It's an aggressive sport.
Oh yeah, very high contact for
Yeah.
sure. Um, that and
Gives
as
me an
much
idea
Beat
for some level
Saber as
design.
I can get in.
We need a contact sport level.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
True chaos mode. Look at the haptic pain vests involved.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's just the secret level is just dodgeball, but with bowling balls.
And haptic pain.
What was that phrase? If you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a hammer.
Oh, dang.
Dodge a bullet. Yeah.
Gosh, that movie was ridiculous. Dodgeball.
I'm not sure I saw it. I know of it.
With who was in it? I want to say Ben Stiller and Dodgeball, a true underdog story. Featuring Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn.
Mm. Uh-oh. Hold on, the sink made a noise. I'll be back, guys.
The sink made a
The
noise.
sink made a noise.
Oh God.
Pause. Okay, there's still an inch of safety. I should take care of it, though.
Okay. Are you gonna come back, or you? Is that a way of
I'm
you
gonna
saying?
I'm gonna come back. I'm plugging in
Okay,
yield
'cause-
charger, which might be buying me a little bit of time.
okay, because I'm hopefully tonight I can polish off this teleportation area.
Hmm.
Which, yep.
Yeah,
Damn it.
that'd be great.
Andrew does not have faith in my abilities.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna add some little Easter egg
rapidly
spots.
losing faith. Both. Okay, heading to the kitchen. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Whoops. Who knows what this is like? I've been so sloppy with this model that it's like I have no idea what you're going to be able to do. Where you're going to be able to go. Uh-oh, why is there no floor in here? Why is there half a floor in here? This
Is
is
the
not
floor
good.
just offset?
Um,
Oh no, because it's part of that.
no. Let me just see what's going
Hmm.
on. See, probably what happened is I hid. Sometimes even when you say like unhide everything, it'll still like say like, oh, but you don't mean this. Oh fuck, that's not what I meant to do. Hang on. I don't understand. It's one piece. Look, right? It's one piece.
Yeah.
And then in here? Wait, where are we?
Yeah, if you go into the building.
Maybe the
Weird.
floor is missing? What's this? Wait, look. It's there.
Oh,
Why
so
is it
it's
invisible? Oh god, is it flipped? Let me just see. Yep. Normals. Oh, normals.
not so normal if you ask me.
Yeah, it is not being normal at all. Look at this madness.
Oh god, that's like I don't know if you've ever played Magic the Gathering.
Couple. Like I can count the number of times I've.
Okay. So a basic understanding. Um, i- whenever we play, one of my friends has like a mono white deck, so all of the lands in their deck are plains,
Okay.
and I make this joke literally every single game, and I think people are so over it. But their first turn, they always play a plains as their land and say, "Okay, that's my turn." And I always go, "Wow, that was a pretty plain turn."
Mm-hmm.
And everybody groans and goes, "Ugh."
Well, and now it's just tradition, right?
Yeah, now I have to do it. It's not because it's funny anymore. It's because it's antagonizing.
It must happen. Okay, I was pretty sure that Shift N flips normals. Why are you not flipping? Has it been this long since I've used Blender? No. Well, that's the issue. Can you flip normals in Unity?
I don't believe so.
Fuck. Okay. Preesh, why? Why did you do this? I'm gonna strangle Preesh right now. I'm going to strangle this animal. She does not mind. Okay, so that means I have to first figure out why this is not. Why are you not? Because I have to do it. Okay, there. I have to be in edit mode. So now I want to export just this. Just this. Export. BX, I guess. Guess I called this one lane 3. Let me check. Lane 4. Oh, thank goodness Preesh has moved. All right, so let's see. I would go back into here. I should delete this one, yeah? Oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't. Because I'm wondering if plane 26. I'm going to import a new asset. Import UV light map. Apply. Okay, great. Where did it go? Why is it doing that? That's so weird. So this is where I'm wondering if I can use that. Would you say it was Shift V?
I think it's just V. I don't know
Okay.
if you have to hold shift or not.
So I'm wondering if I can get it right on top of the bad one.
Oh, there.
That looks
looks
pretty
right.
good, yeah? Although this looks like there's a little teeny tiny gap. I'm gonna see
Is
if
it a
that.
gap or is it like a little ridge?
I didn't want any ridges because we've had an issue with what's find. We've had an issue
Oh, yeah.
with ridges messing up your shot. Let me just see. Yeah, see, it looks like a little gap. Why? Why is there a gap? Let me see. Oh my god. Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, that's a hole. Oops, wrong way. It looks like it is. Where is plane? Not Spooky 5. It's called plane. $26? Yeah. Can I rename? Yes, I can. Oh. So, just to make sure I do this correctly, if I minimize these, I can take this one and just drop it right into here, right?
Yes.
Why are you not alphabetical? That's what I was hoping.
So this is a good time for a sync update.
Yes, it's a great time.
So I have this like big green bin. Snoot, you probably know the Loblaws bin. Or maybe not.
Do I know the Loblaws bin?
Do you know
Do
the
I?
Loblaws bin? So big green plastic bin.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
And I have a nice big scoop to bail out the sink. And I pretty much filled it up 2 times and carted it over to the bathroom, gallons of water. And I had a little bit of a break. I had a chocolate, and I had a caramel, and I had a slice of bread, and the sink is full up to the brim again. I'm gonna go deal with that. Back in a couple.
Is this something that like you can bring up with your? This sounds like something that you is a problem.
Oh yeah. It's I put in the ticket yesterday, but it's like it was the biggest snow we've had all year, right? Like,
Oh, okay.
by Toronto standards, it's kind of a snowstorm, and it's the long weekend, right? So the staff is kind of away. I think they're aware of it. They haven't responded to it yet. They don't seem super concerned. Uh, if it keeps being trouble, we'll try to escalate it. But yeah, there's definitely something going on that I can't fix, right? Like I should not be getting gray water from other units. To a certain extent, it's kind of self-regulating because like that sink full of water is heavy, right? So it puts a lot of pressure when it gets full. Yeah, so it's actually gone down since I was like really concerned. It's actually gone down about an inch, but I do. It has gone over a couple times, and I prefer that it not do that. Anyway, be back.
This is bad. I don't know what I'm doing. This is not good. All right. Well, we'll have to do. If there's a problem, we'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, we can always hop in and see if it is causing issues or not.
What I just don't want is for there to be, see, like this big fat ass gap here. It's not good. I also don't think it's High enough? This is where like can I isolate these two components? Like see how I've like selected them? Like can I like for example in let's say if I'm in Blender, I can click this bench and then I can isolate it so that I'm just working with just the bench.
Um,
Reason why I ask is because I bet you can see where like I almost probably want these two to line up. It's like this and this.
yeah, but
And
it's hard
so
to line them up if you can't see them.
yeah, there's all this junk in the way.
Um, not specifically,
Okay.
but on the top bar of the scene view, kind of top towards the right, where it says 2D,
Yeah.
right to the left of the 2D, go ahead and click on that. And then go to maybe wireframe.
Ooh, this is gonna look bonkers. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay,
A
let me
little
just see.
wacky, but at
Maybe.
least you can see through
Maybe.
things.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll
maybe.
help.
Yeah, let's
Maybe.
see. So that let me just see if I can grab this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Shape. Maybe I just have to raise it up a bit. And
That's one thing I don't like is that the movement isn't always in view. Sometimes defaults to the center. What you could do is when you have the object selected in the inspector where it says position,
yeah.
if you click and hold on either X, Y, or Z, like the actual letter itself, and drag
Uh-huh.
left and right, it'll
Oh.
change the
I like
position.
how it's not, but you look at it's going up here. It's going bonkers. I don't know. I don't know what. So hang on. I'm holding. Oh wait. If I click X, it goes local global.
So, yeah,
Oh,
leave it on
oh, I
global.
have to. Okay.
On inspector, on
Oh,
the top
inspector.
right,
Yeah.
under transform, where it says position, those
Yeah.
like X, Y, Z values,
Oh.
if you hover over the actual letter itself
Oh. Okay. Oh, I
and
see.
drag left or right,
Okay, understood.
yeah.
Also, that also reminds me. So is my and X is up and or Y is up and down in.
Correct.
Oh my god. Do this. What if I just
So
do
that's
this and then there? That should at least now be identical in terms of its X. But look at that. It is not. Y. X. Same number. Sure. Yep. That's weird.
is it maybe because the scale is different?
Oh, maybe.
That does seem weird though. Like, and they're both in the global space. That is odd.
Just a little bit. Okay. I feel like okay, this is clearly a problem. I'll fix this problem. For now, let's just get some teleport areas down. So we can play this game.
I'll probably have to be done here in a couple minutes.
I
I
can
should be able to
probably.
stick around, yeah, until
I'll
you're
probably
done
be
with
done.
this.
Yeah, I really don't think it's gonna take very long. Gotta go inside here. And spooky stairs. And spooky second floor. And that already has it.
Yeah, see,
Then that-
so like that's a weird example of since the whole floor of the second flooring there, I
uh-huh.
assume the bottom of the second floor is the same as the ceiling of the first floor. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Like, is that the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah,
object?
yeah. I guess so.
So,
I guess so. But now
which
that I
is
think about it, okay, yeah,
totally
it says
fine.
this.
Like, I don't think it's a big
It
deal,
just
but
made me
like,
realize. I hope it's not a plane, because if it's a plane, that means that you
it's
can
gonna be
see. But
invisible.
no, it's yeah. I
Um,
see.
so I think that means
You can
theoretically you
teleport
could
to the.
stand underneath and point at the ceiling, and it'll teleport you through the ceiling onto the floor of the second floor.
We about to find out.
But, that's not really a big deal. It's just kind of a case of, oh, that's another reason we should flip and make just the top level of
hmm
it.
hmm And then
Um,
that's like I said, going forward, that's good for me to know when designing, because I can just I'll make that as I go. I'll just make the teleport area, because even like with these stairs, I know you're right not going to, but I assume you just want like the tops of the stairs. But that even might be small, because it's like I doubt that like I'm
yeah.
gonna teleport right on this little on the
Well, and
side.
if you do, it teleports you to the topmost part of that object. So I don't think that would be problematic.
Right.
I
Okay.
imagine even if you're teleporting onto the side of a stair,
Right.
it's just going to put you at the top of that stair, in which case that's fine. I don't think you'll notice.
This will be fun, because we'll just be able to teleport. You're not supposed to, but you're gonna be able to teleport like all the way into like basically,
Anywhere.
yeah, this sort of space that's supposed to be totally in. Oh, so here's the other thing too. Just for I put this. I'll get rid of that. I think this is like, see how I just made like like a little water plane.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I want the water
Oh,
to
nice.
go.
Yeah.
But should I keep it in or take it out?
You can leave it. I
Oh,
mean,
no,
I
I'm
don't.
gonna leave it, but not make it a teleportable area, so you can go inside. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, that's fine.
This should be teleportable. And just for funsies. Just for
Out of
funsies.
curiosity, on that little bridge, is the whole bridge one object, or is the top
Nope,
part separate from the base?
it's separate from the base. See?
Okay, cool. Cool, cool.
Yeah. So we're not gonna have a like with the church where you could go on
Yeah,
top.
perfect.
Yeah. I
Or,
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know
But
if
yeah.
that's good, but it's what we
Well,
want.
it was fun going on top of the church. It was
Yeah,
fun for that. All right. Well, I've probably yep, this is good.
it's good.
I think we're good to go.
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna run into something here or there. It's bound to happen. But I think that's more or less the full process for getting a level like ready to move around in.
hmm
Um,
So let's
the
push it.
only other things that we might want to do before putting it into an actual build would be potentially light baking. I know that can be tough sometimes. Definitely occlusion baking.
Oh, okay. So I shouldn't push it. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, that being said, I'm not sure if the occlusion baking gets pushed anyways. So even if you did it, there's a chance that it might not actually get pushed up. So I'd say this is probably a good enough spot to say, like, you're pretty much done. You can kind of pass it off to the next developer to do whatever they need to do. At least
Well,
as far as an initial import
yeah,
goes.
I don't mind doing like there's more work I can do to this. I really
Yeah,
don't mind like building that teleportation area and going through and deciding things like, like for example, you should really never find yourself over here. So like I could easily just this does
remove those
not
back
need.
faces or
Yeah. Well, also the mesh collider, right? Like this is an example of something where I think the mesh collider could be. So to go
Yeah.
through and do that,
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely. And realistically, most of those walls could probably be cube colliders. They're square enough that you could probably
I
just
agree.
round it into a
Yeah,
square.
and I could probably even just yeah, that's true.
But that
Maybe
being
what
said, I don't think I would worry about it quite yet until we get to, oh, we're doing optimizations. What can
sure.
we do? Oh, let's go
But I
through
think
it.
that's
Turn these
and
in.
again, I think it's probably good to do it at this stage and make note of the performance because if there's no point in me going in and like because like I'm already imagining what I could do is combine like let's say these walls here like these segments as one like just merge them in Blender and
Yeah.
then make one box collider as opposed to like box collider box collider box collider, right?
Yeah. Well, and I
But I'm
guess
not going
that's
to do that if you're like, oh, it's improved efficiency by whatever and it's negligible. And it's like, okay,
yeah,
well,
and
I'm
that's
not
what
going
I'm
to do
just
that then.
thinking is like if each of those wall segments are essentially a copy of each other wall segment, it might just group them all into one thing.
Yep.
Oh, that reminds me of one other thing that we should probably do.
Okay.
Pretty much everything in the scene currently, other than the crows, I believe should all be static objects, right? There's nothing
Okay.
that's really going to be moving.
Right. Now we
Um,
can add breakables later, but yeah.
yeah, oh, absolutely. And we can
Yes.
always unstatic them.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
if you go into the hierarchy, and this one should be easier if you just select each of the lanes,
Okay. So let me just
so you can drop those down, or yeah, like collapse them, I guess is the word.
okay. So we've
Yep,
got
and then
lane
just
one.
select lanes 1 through 6, highlight them all.
Oh, wait. So not this,
Yeah.
but actually go in and grab
No,
from each
so
of it.
leave it collapsed
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
and
Oh, all of
just
them,
like
like this.
shift collect. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And on the very top right, just check the static box in the
Cool.
inspector. And it will ask if you want to change the children. You'll say yes. And that means not only the parent lane, but every object individually within that lane is
Okay.
now marked as static.
All right.
I didn't get the
That means
soundboard up in time.
Oh,
none of
with
those will
your
move. None of them will be affected by, you know, they should all remain static, and that also helps with rendering. It'll try and put as many objects together on the static rendering layer as possible. And then you didn't mark the crows, so luckily those
Correct.
should still be able to move. I think by default they'll just kind of circle that little middle point.
Yeah, well,
But
if they still have that, yeah, if they have, yeah, they still have their like thing attached to them, they're just gonna go.
yeah, so
There's
they'll
just
just
gonna be
rotate. We can
there's gonna be crows
adjust
in weird
those.
places. Like, see,
Yep.
there's like a couple of crows hanging around
Flying
back
through
here.
walls.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna like, this one's gonna
Fly
totally,
into the church.
it's gonna be awesome.
That's
Can't wait.
creepy as heck.
Great. I
Yeah.
think we're good. So now,
But yeah, otherwise I think that's good. I
let me
would
just
save project, and go to your GitHub. And then on the left, just
1,642 changed files. That's a lot.
get ready for it. Priest, just open the damn door.
yeah, I will say I don't know if that's changed anything like on the sound. Most of those are going to be your art assets. But if you just want to do like a quick little scroll through on your changes on the left side, all of these are assets /art, which is all the things that you've added. I would scroll and
Yeah, art. Yep.
yeah, look for anything that's not in the art folder. It should be alphabetical, so you can just
Okay.
kind of scroll down until you hit something that's not in art. I'm just curious if it changed anything, like you don't necessarily need to include things that
Was there what's a
Deleted.
oh yeah, because in this in the changes you did, you deleted a couple things. So like you changed untested imports and renamed it to levels.
oh right.
Yeah, well, and when
So
GitHub doesn't actually do renames, it like deletes and adds.
yeah, So
So-
that's why
fine.
there's so many changed files.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just change a
that was
folder for
brutal.
something, and it's like
Oh my god.
goes bananas.
Yeah, I
So I
know
think
that now.
that's everything.
There's we're still in
Is
assets.
he still in art? Still in art.
That's it.
Yeah, is that the bottom? Yeah, cool. So
Well, hang
I
on.
don't see anything that.
Then there's project, whatever this is.
Oh, project settings. I guess you could unselect that one if you want.
It says no
Okay.
content changes found. It's just going to be the line, like carriage returns. I bet.
Oh yeah, that's fine then.
And this one.
Honestly, I don't really see anything there that was that
Okay.
wrong.
Open XR package settings.
And it's
Serious.
That's going to be another case of nothing has changed.
Oh yeah, no content
Click on that
changes.
one,
so
Julian.
do I write in the summary?
Yep, whatever it is.
Oh. Hang onto your tent.
Sweet.
For this awesome news. Oh, okay.
Could you throw in? Sorry. Could you throw in the in the main comment? Could you throw in the new naming convention you have? I think it'd be good too.
Like here?
That one, no one ever usually sees
Also-
that part.
Oh well, where do I?
The headline where you have like new spooky level.
Oh.
That's the one that like is
Oh.
most noticeable in like the. You just put in the name, I guess which is just the date, right?
Oh, okay. Spooky. I think it's 125.
I guess considering the naming convention is literally the date, it's probably not that.
Yeah,
critical,
but you know, if I saw 1_25, if I didn't see other things that were also named that way, there's a good chance my brain would be like, "What is 125? I don't know what that means." You know.
Cool.
So just knowing it, it's helpful.
Yep.
So now ready? Do I commit it?
Yep,
I
you should
don't
be
know,
able to.
man. So Max, you don't have to add things. You just go right from like your changes to committed.
Yeah, I mean, I think she added everything that she needed to do from there.
Because when I put things in Git, it's like first it's a file on my hard drive, then it's showing up as modified, then I have to add it to like staged, and it looks like this this thing doesn't.
Yeah, this
sort of skips
streamlines
staged.
that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's on the main branch, committing it will.
Yeah. Stage it and push it, or stage it
Yep.
and commit it. Yeah, but not
Yeah.
push it probably, right?
No, that'll be a separate thing.
Okay.
She'll have to push it as a separate. So I think
And
you're good.
It looks like it automatically fetches every so often.
Yeah, every time you
Interesting.
boot it up, it'll fetch.
I don't like things doing to my source that don't actually know what's happening. But anyway, exciting. I'm learning stuff.
Enough talk. Do I push this button or what?
Make it so.
Do it. Press the button.
Engage.
It is done. And if
Well,
the game breaks, so be it.
Well, it has started. Perfect. And
Finally
then the
got one.
only other thing would be pushing it up so we can see the changes.
Oh, I push it.
And that's
here?
on the top push origin. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Have fun, guys.
Thanks. Now, theoretically, we can pull it in. I guess the only
Run
other
around
thing
in
that we
there.
didn't do is
Yeah,
tie
that's
it
right.
to the menu button.
Yeah.
So even though this is like fully set up, there's no way to access it from the build. But that's just a matter of changing where that button points to, which shouldn't be too hard.
While I
Okay.
was running around and doing stuff, did you move the avatar spawn position?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So you don't show up in the lodged in the ground. We're right where you're supposed to be, facing the right direction. There's a bit of a problem with the pub floor, but we'll figure that out.
Pub floor, schmub floor. Just take
Yeah.
the other route. Pub's optional, right? You can go around.
Pub's optional. You can either go through the pub, friendly
through the
pub, or
floor.
through the spooky witches residence.
Nice.
Yeah,
Pub it is. The fake
pub it
floor.
is. Yeah. Cool. Well, things were learned tonight, and we also now have a new
Yeah, that was good.
levels. So when do we think we can hop in and see the beast?
Scoot around.
Yeah.
I guess I will try and get on early tomorrow. Maybe not before our meeting, but like after we do our little stand-up or whatever. I can go in and add that to the menu button. And then from there, it's just a matter of occlusion baking and running the build. I don't know if I'll be able to light bake it quite yet, so we'll either connect with Wade and see if he can run a light bake on his computer, or just do a version of the build without the light bake.
I say do it without, because if there's a bunch of changes I have to make,
we're gonna have to do it again anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So we might as well let me polish up the model before we do spend time baking.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll likely be able to do that shortly after our stand-up tomorrow. Oh, actually, let me check my calendar.
It's in your hands now, nerds.
Okay, I should be good. I have
The
a
respect.
doctor's appointment tomorrow, but it's like an hour after our stand-up starts.
Okay, let's not put physical health ahead of game development.
Well, can we vote on that?
That's fine. Depends on whose physical health.
Yeah.
No,
What
it's
are we
fine.
talking
Like I
about
said,
here?
Is it time to hook up
as
the
long
haptic
as I
vest?
leave like 30-ish minutes beforehand. So, we usually start at 9 my time. As long as we're done by like 9:30-ish, I should be fine.
Cool.
So, no worries. Otherwise, I do have to get off. I've been on a few hours, and my partner just got home, so.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just
Good luck.
sorry, yawning right into the mic. I pretty much hit my limit too. I did not find much new. I just started. So when inside the request ownership event, we've got the owner, rigid body, and then interactable. Select event args, which give access to the interactable and interactors. So I started to dump their parameters. So far, everything is just like the same. But on the fail case or the success case. So I'm just going to continue to dump stuff. It might be worth, Max, you pointing me towards how you think I could re-trigger this if the grab button is down. Because it might be easier to how to put it, like track whether like in a reasonable amount of time did it switch to kinematic or not, and then if it didn't, then retry.
Yeah.
Like, we don't necessarily need to know exactly what happened. If we can just like keep trying to grab it until it flips. Anyway,
Yeah. I'm definitely down. I'll have to look into that a little bit to remember exactly the syntax for making that happen. But yeah, should definitely do that.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Cool.
Good session.
well,
I'm glad we could all get on.
Yeah.
If anyone needs anything else before tomorrow, let me know. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll see you all in the morning.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Bye, team. And also, goodbye, stream. Till next
Good
time.
night.
Did we do one of...
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Bye, everybody.
Hold on. Wait.
Do a kick flip!
Yeah.
Kick flip!
Perfect. Ending with chaos, as usual.
Perfect.